All right, so the next category in the 2018 NoDQ.com Year-End Awards is the Match of the Year. This is going to be a really tough one for me personally. So, Jeff, let's go ahead and hear those nominations.
All right. We have Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas from TakeOver Philadelphia, excuse me. We have the 7-man gauntlet match from Raw. Of course, Seth Rollins is involved in most of that match.
Right.
The ladder match to crown the inaugural North American champion, NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Another match from TakeOver New Orleans, Gargano versus Ciampa. Okada versus Omega. I think it was the fourth match from Dominion, which got 7 stars, I think, which is
something like that.
Absurd. And Becky versus Charlotte from Evolution.
I am so torn here because all these matches were great.
Yep.
And I don't even know which one to go with because they're all just so phenomenal, to use a phrase from AJ again.
Exactly. I personally think that the No DQ fans are going to vote for either the 7-man gauntlet or Becky versus Charlotte because we all love Becky so much and they want to see her win.
That's a great point. Like, I feel like Becky and Charlotte might actually win this just because everyone is so hot on Becky right now.
Right.
But that New Japan match was, outstanding. They always deliver.
Omega and Okada never fail to deliver. They always get better. They've gotten better every single time, as far as I know, from one match to the next. And it's almost like, how many stars can Meltzer go for number 5? Like, how far is he going to go up that scale? Because they just get better and better.
They just keep breaking the scale.
They do. They keep breaking that record. And I'm honestly going to say that our fans, the No DQ viewers, are going to pick the 7-man gauntlet.
Oh, so what are you going with?
My personal pick is Okada Omega.
All right,
but because this is a great match. But my soft spot vote, of course, is Becky and Charlotte because of the women's wrestling.
Right.
So I'm right there between those two.
Okay. Well, see, that Raw match, I would say that was the best Raw match of the year. I think we're pretty much in agreement on that.
It was also in February,
right?
So people they don't remember it as well.
Exactly.
So I recommend you guys go back and watch these matches.
Right.
And before you vote, honestly.
Right. But, I mean, that Becky-Charlotte match was arguably the best women's main roster match in WWE history. I would say it was.
It may have been.
So, I mean, historically, you got to look at the historical impact. Yes, Omega and Okada was an outstanding match, but it was also, the 4th match of a series, and people remember pretty much the whole feud, not just one particular match.
But did you remember that match because Omega finally beat Okada for the title?
Right.
That was historical there. So.
That is very true. It's a really tough one, guys. So
get out and vote.
Get out and vote. But I'm gonna give my pick to Evolution just because I think they really delivered, and that pay-per-view had a lot of pressure to deliver, and I think that they were able to do it. I mean, with Okada and Omega, you knew those guys were going to go out there and just tear the house down. But, Becky and Charlotte really had to go out there and show everybody that the women could perform at that high level, and they did. So I'm going to go with the women.
All right.